One of the most thrilling experiences of the last 10 years or so of my life has been to watch the spiritual growth of my mom and dad. Over the last 10 years or so, I've watched them go from not really being active in their faith at all to plugging into a church, and I've watched my dad grow from one who knew the Scriptures to one who studies it intently every day, who puts me to shame as far as studying the Word, and one who has gone to now being not only active in his faith, active in his church, but he's the lay minister at his church. It's been a joy to have those conversations that we have now about the Lord and what the Lord's doing in our lives and what He's doing in our churches. I went out to College Mound United Methodist Church, where my dad serves as the lay minister there, and we just talked a little bit about his journey. Listen as my dad shares about what the cross means to him now. Well, here we are at College Mound United Methodist Church in Terrell, Texas, and this is where my parents are very active in the church here. And as I shared with you in the intro, my dad is the lay minister out here and has been for several years. And I'm just so proud of what God has done in their lives and watching the discipleship that's taken place. And I just wanted to take an opportunity and let Dad speak to you from his heart. Many of you have gotten to meet Dad. And I just want to, Dad, I want you to just tell a little bit about, 10 years ago or so when the Lord started really dealing with your heart about getting back involved in His work. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you, first of all, for the opportunity. But 10 years ago, about 1997, Martha and I made a conscious decision to get back in church life. We had been active over the years, and since we had been in Terrell in 91, we had just gotten away from God, gotten away from the church, for no reason other than selfish reasons, I would have to say. But so we came out to College Mound United Methodist and just fell in love with the congregation and joined pretty quickly after we came, because we just felt a unity here that we've not seen in a lot of churches. And but the real change in my life occurred in about the year 2000, when I ran into some legal problems with the federal government, with the regulatory agencies that regulated savings and loan industry. And I actually went through a federal indictment for some charges that, in my opinion, were not legitimate, but nevertheless, I had to go through them. But at that point in time, I realized that, hey, I needed somebody besides John Smith down at the local bank to take my troubles to. And at that point in time, I began to, in earnest, to get involved in the church, to start teaching Sunday school class. I felt the Lord leading me there. And then I felt, because of this indictment thing, I felt that, hey, I really need the Lord. And I'd been a Christian since I was 11 years old, but had not really committed my life to Him, although I did at one point in my life surrender to Him and then went away from Him because I didn't think I needed Him. But at that point in time, during this legal indictment and all the legal problems that I had, I really got close to the Lord because I felt His presence. And when I was going through some of the trials and tribulations of the indictment and actually having to be booked into the county jail in Dallas, Texas, I never ever was concerned, because I had somebody there with me, and that was my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And it's just grown from that point forward. It's just grown until I've given my heart and life to God and want to serve Him in whatever capacity I can. And He's opened some doors for me to start a new Sunday school class, to do some other things, to get involved in my church on a conference level, and some other things that I feel like the Lord has led me to do. And so, as a consequence, I've been able and had the privilege of speaking in several different churches on various occasions, and that's an exciting thing to me. And but I think in light of the Easter season, the cross has become more meaningful to me now than it ever has in my life. And I'm sad to say that it took 60 years of life to bring me to that point. But thank God He is a forgiving God and has allowed me to continue and strengthen my faith in Him in my daily walk, in my daily prayer time, in my Bible study. I've just grown closer and closer to, when I grow closer to God and His Son, then we grow closer to the cross. And without His Son, there would be no salvation. And so for that, I'm very eternally grateful. I went through the valley, as Psalm 23 says. I was there in the valley of the shadow of death. I wasn't close to death, but in my opinion, in my mindset, I was close to death, because those guys were serious, and they still are serious. And they brought me to my knees. And now, I think through that experience and through those trials and tribulations, God has allowed me an opportunity. He said, "Okay, Robert, here's one more chance." And I don't want to miss that chance. And so I'm trying to take advantage of every opportunity that I have to serve Him in some small way, and whatever that service is. I think it's been a blessing for me to have. He takes us to it, but He'll bring us through it.
Yeah.
And that's what He's done in my life.